Lady the Faucet, just get it. Woo!
Woo! Yeah. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loots, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigeons from me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. Now I'm up to the core. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, just back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, just back to riches.
Yeah, dog. Welcome to R2R Wreck to Riches live stream number 52. Guys, we're dual streaming on YouTube and X. So if you're on YouTube, post notifications, pound the like button, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're on X, retweet it, like it, smash the like button there. All your Titanx hashtags, get the algorithms pumping and grinding. We are going to talk about Titanx today. We're going to talk about the Titanx end game, right? So we're a little late today. Had to take my son to the ear specialist. We thought that he just got these tubes in his ears. At school, he fell, hit his ear, and the urgent care said it fell out the tube. But we went to the specialist. Everything was good. So we got Chick-fil-A out of the trip. It worked out. So finishing my Diet Coke here. But tomorrow we will be on time, 10 a.m. on Fridays. We do 9:30 a.m. PST Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. On Fridays. So I got an hour to do a stream, then I got to do the treadmill, got to get kind of work and get in shape. I'm like, you know what, man? You're on the verge of the bull market with some, a lot of wealth coming. Your wealth is your health, and I had been slacking it, being comfortable. I'll tell you that, if I'm being honest. So yeah, pound the like button, and don't forget, your boy is a Bad Bunny ambassador, guys. It's free. It don't cost you a thing. Meme tokens are high risk, high reward. But imagine being in a meme token that you can earn for free with no risk, no reward. If you're interested in that, the link's in the description. Check out the ad. Yeah, dog. It's Thomas here from R2R. Welcome to the Bad Bunny Tap to Earn free game, where you can earn your free airdrop by simply tapping your screen. All you got to do is follow the instructions in the description of this video. Step number 1. No laptop computers, no desktops, anything like that. You're going to need a smartphone. Step number 2, if you don't have Telegram, download one and log into your Telegram account. Or simply log in if you have one already. Step 3, click the link below in the description, and it's going to take you straight to Bad Bunny, where you can tap to earn your free Bad Bunny meme token airdrop. Let's go! Hey, man, like I said, I don't know that fool. But he's growing on me. He sounds like a good guy. Sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Let's get to the chat. What's going to down? What, I don't know. Am I reading that wrong? Yeah, Fox Mulder. Yeah, dog. What's up? What happened to Hydra chart, bro? The charts are going crazy right now. I'll tell you what, Bitcoin and Ethereum. You think that we are immune to an overall market when it was going up for it to go down? Things happen. So jumping into the Titanx endgame, I think it's important, guys, because the biggest narrative out there in Titanx right now that everybody is posting everywhere is you don't have enough Titanx. You don't have enough Titanx, right? That's the thing. So looking at the price of Titanx, you definitely get a lot for cheap right now. Look at this dip. Look at this dip. 0.5s with a 1152. It's down quite a bit, and it could continue to go down. We'll see. We shall see. I'm not a chart person. I'm not going to say it's going to hit this and there's resistance and all that. I don't play around like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. I don't. You know, I buy dips or I make dips. When you see a dip, know that I'm buying it. When you see a dip, know that I might be making that dip, you know, because got a family to feed. But the end game in Titanx, and I want to reflect on what people are saying, you don't have enough Titanx. So if you don't have enough Titanx, which is the reason being is because the smart contracts, right? What are the smart contracts doing? So you new users out there, right? You new people that are coming into Titanx. You got Titanx. Now you're facing the reality of so many options where you could put your Titanx to work, right? And you got to understand the core things. And even some of you that need to hear it that have been in the ecosystem. The core things in the ecosystem, I'm going to say, are in relation to what Jake has built himself, right? So you got Titanx. If you got that, you're good. You got your foot in the door. Hyper was built by Jake as well. Hyper is a direct founder project. Jake is the builder of Titanx, and he was the builder of Hyper. Then you got Dragon X, which was the first build on Titanx protocol ever to come out. The Genesis wallet that belongs to the builder, or we don't know who owns the Genesis wallet, contributed to Dragon X. Dragon X now has consumed the biggest lion's share of a 369 payout that's going to happen soon here, right? So we have that plus one, like not even like a year later, but close to a year, you know, several months down the road, Hydra comes out, which is built by Jake as well. I believe it's like Eric and Jake, right? But these are all almost identical concepts as far as what Titanx did. And I would say they made it better. I would say that they gone the distance to make it a little bit better, but they were able to capture a lot of value in not only Ethereum, right? Ethereum was caught, the value of Ethereum was caught up in Hyper. If we take a look at Hyper right now, right? We pull that up. Hyper sitting on a nice little mountain of Ethereum, 2071 Ethereum right now in the buy Titanx contract, where all this does is it uses the ETH to buy Titanx, shoots that Titanx here. That Titanx is used to buy and burn Hyper, and then it's got money in the back pocket, 75 ETH in the vortex, right? So this was created by the founder, and these are the core, you know, examples of where my money is going to continue to go up to a certain point, though, because the end game is always all roads lead to Titanx, right? If you go to Titanx, to the Titanx DApp, you go to the stat page, as a new user or somebody who's been around, you see so many options, right? And you wonder what option is best for me. Well, I narrowed it down. I think anytime anyone asks you a question in sports or anything of that nature, or really anything, they'll ask you, who's your top 5 favorite basketball player? Who's your top 5 favorite quarterback, running back? Who's your top 5 all-time presidents? It's always a top 5. So I go, you know what? You know, there's a lot going on. Why not my top 5 be the top 5 as far as stats and where it's at today? Because there's going to continue to be more and more build on Titanx, more and more and more. And yeah, it's true because of the smart contracts that are buying off the market, the Titanx, they're going to own more than the humans, which should drive the price to go up. So as a user, we are being influenced to go into these protocols to give the machines that advantage. Now it's literally going on the verge of man versus machine. And we're all hearing that we're losing, right? But what if you want to push the brake on that, you know, effort to push the machines to continue to win? What if you just keep your top 5 wrappers, top 5 Titanx ecosystem platforms that you participate in? And ignore chasing everything else. What if you did that? Okay, I'm doing that. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll explain to you why I'm doing that. And I did a video yesterday talking about Lotus, and then I did a tweet after too. Let me go to the chat and make sure I don't ignore anybody. Your Hydra Miner video makes it sound like you believe that the #1 play in the ecosystem. If not, what do you think? Yeah, Hydra, I'll tell you where it's ranked. I'm ranking my top 5, the top 5 stats page, the best performers. So Dragon X would be number 1. We saw what it's done so far. Hydra is in relation to that. It would be 2. Then there's Volt, then there's Hyper, and then there's Ouroboros. All right. Ouroboros, I understand when I get into Ouroboros, ORX, I could be taking payment during the next bear market, which I'm paying my future self later. But the backbone of the entire ecosystem and what a stable token within Titanx could do for the overall, all the entire ecosystem protocol is bigger than what most people even understand. But you will see soon when that goes live, early the first couple of weeks of November, right? What is the next project I can invest my money if I missed Vault and Dragon X? That's what I'm covering. I'm not going to the next thing, right? We talked about Lotus, and I did a tweet about Lotus after. And let me talk about that tweet, and I'll bring it up so you can understand. If we really are running low on supply, which it's true, we're going hyper deflationary, and we don't have enough Titanx, and we're losing to the machines. The only way to combat that is to stop participating in new stuff and stick to what you're in, and maybe even pause the brakes and just be in those top 5s. That's where I'm looking at it, because the end game is all roads lead to Titanx. You can stretch out and go all the way to vaults and to all the pillars that it will soon have, but you're that many doors away from the exit, because when you want to sell, you're going to have to sell to this, to this, to this to get to Titanx. And the end, all roads lead to Titanx, but the exit where it gets to your bank, right? You don't send Titanx to Coinbase to cash out. You send Ethereum. So the closer you are to Ethereum, and the closest you can get to Ethereum, the end game down the road, and I always think in advance, is being in Titanx. So my tweet here, I put, my Lotus thoughts, Titanx is going hyperinflationary. And when Lotus launches, it starts off hyperinflationary, like the early days of Titanx. And it slows down over time. Now, it does slow down. It's like 40 times faster as far as when it becomes, going from hyper inflationary to hyper deflationary. But in the time that we're in now, does it make sense? And I had to ask myself this question. Does it make sense at a time that we're at now, looking at these stats, right? And the most you can do on a Lotus miner is 180 days. Doesn't it make sense to trade a token that is going hyper deflationary in the process now, as we speak, as I'm live, as we speak, this is happening, to trade that off for a token that is early on in its hyperinflationary period? No, it doesn't make sense to me. What makes sense is that we will be continuing to feed the machines. The machines will continue to have these smart contracts that buy and burn. And I'm contributing to them having access to that lead that they're gaining on us, and that we're right here, like neck and neck, and they're about to surpass us, and it's game over, right? They'll own most of the supply. But I gave them access to that Titanx. We gave them access to that Titanx for the greater good of the overall system. Well, now they're set in stone. Now we have enough Titanx in hyper. In hyper. You have enough ETH and Titanx in hyper. You have enough Titanx in Hydra. We can look at the Hydra stats, are crazy at this point. There's a ton in Vault, which is the top 5. A ton of ETH in day 369. That's going to get paid out to Dragon X. To get 2 of my tokens in the top 5, Dragon X and Titanx, at the beginning stages of hyper deflationary, and contribute to buying and burning them. I don't feel like I need to extend out and get every single token and get into every single project, right? Then I'm just like moving the goalpost further and further to the end game, which I love Titanx. And the opportunity Titanx is going to give me is getting more Ethereum, because that's what I can send to the centralized exchanges to cash out in the real world, so I can touch my earnings, so I can make that real. None of this is real until you have that money and you're paying your taxes and you're buying your home or a car, and you can feel the objects and all your hard work and all your efforts. It becomes tangible in real life, because these are intangible tokens. You can't touch them, you can't smell them, you can't kiss them, you can't hug them, you can't do anything. So I have to limit what I get into at this point. I have to believe what Marco is saying. We don't have enough Titanx. And if Marco's statement is true, which I do believe, that we don't have enough Titanx, why would I continue to give that up to go into new projects when the core founders who made Hydra and Hyper, the core founder who made Hyper, Jake, the builder of Titanx and Hyper, then Eric with Dragon X. You see, it's getting kind of overboard. And this is why I give Eric his props, because Eric made Dragon X. Several months down the road after it cooked, right? He just let it steam. He just let it slow boil until the point where it took off. And then he created Hydra to combat the inflation that was over and done with months ago, but to start to put it deflationary and burn its token to make it more valuable. Where now I'm in Volt, I can just hold Volt, because Volt's going to have 11 different pillars of some sort. I can go, that's a lot. That's a little too much. Where all you need is just maybe 2. Jake, Titanx, Hyper. Eric, Dragon X, Hydra. Killed it. 11's a lot to participate in. And in the environment that we're in, and if you want to take a look at what happened when ORX launched, it wasn't a direct Vault pillar. There was a sell-off to get into ORX, and which wasn't the play. ORX is about minting your tokens for the long term. Like I said, I understand 52 weeks from now I could be in a bear market, but I'm okay with that, because you still could end up being many X's up by the design of what the entire protocol is meant to do with its own stable token and the collateral. There's a lot of tricks to that. It's going to take a lot of content to make people understand that. So I'm going to just have the top 5 of where it's at here. And it's where I've pretty much been, with the exception of Helios. I haven't put anything into Helios in months. I'm just positioned, right? And when it comes to the Titanx farms, I can pair up any of my top 5 in the farms. So I don't need to go into anything else. Now, I will support and talk about and educate all the other projects and hope that people get into them, because they will, because they want to change the next shiny object, and it will only benefit me and the machines, right? I want to win. The machines want to win. And how they win is they sit back and on autopilot, buy and burn, and then accept the Titanx that you give the protocols to be built. And I want to compete with them. I'm done losing. We've lost, but I want to compete. I want to get to the promised lands of where I don't want to be that person that has no Titanx, because my Titanx is in Lotus. Now it's in 11 different pillars of Vault. No. If all these pillars are going to help Vault, I'm just going to hold my Vault. Have fun. Go play. Congratulations. I hope you win. but all roads would lead back to vault regardless, so that I should be in a good position. I got in early, I'm good. So let me get to the chat. Let's see. Willie B. Long, 33. What's going on? Yeah, no. I've enjoyed your honest perspective lately. Keep it up. F the haters. Yeah, man. I gotta keep it real. I agree with you 100%. Holding Titanx might be the GOAT play, but the tougher with the stake and getting nuked because of the Dragon X. Do you think the ETH payouts would get back to where they were? Those days are gone. They've been gone. Everyone should have 1 billion Titanx. 3,650. Do you agree? Oh, staked? I have a lot staked. Max. And that's where I think I might get the most gains is just leaving my stakes. I'm not going to burn them for X28. Pricing at 369 while Rome burns. Yeah, I'm gonna kick back. Top 5. No one asked you who's your favorite 6 rappers. It's who's your top 5 or your top 3. No one asked you who's your favorite 6 or 7 basketball teams. No, what's your favorite 5 basketball teams? Who's your top 5 best basketball players of all time? And I'm going to treat that the same way. I'm consolidating my position. Okay, now I've gone hard in Hydra, Hyper. I'm going hard in Ouroboros. There comes a time as we become closer, right? I say by the time I get this month is over and we're fully here, I'm done playing with my Titanx. November is going to be my last month of trading and collecting miners to piece up into more hyper miners, Hydra miners, and Oro X stakes. But after that, I ain't touching no more. I'm set with my 5. I'm good because I need a lot of Titanx. Because the benefit that's going to happen to me, and I think it's great that Steve's building. Keep building, man. Because now I can become a bigger winner. Because if I have, let's say, 1 billion Titanx, and 100 other people have 1 billion Titanx, but they reduce to 100 billion, 200 billion, 500 million, or half of a billion, 500 million, 400, because they're participating in this other stuff, and they move the goalposts because they go into Lotus, they get the best bonus, they got to go 180 days out. They're stretching themselves out to come back to Vault, where I could stay there and benefit from everything. Or keep my Titanx and not participate in Lotus. And there's nothing wrong with the project. I just don't think the timing's right. Hyper and Hydra launched perfect timing. Hydra requires Titanx. Titanx was cheaper when it first came out. This isn't cheap Titanx that you're going to have to pay for Lotus. So you get into Lotus in 2-3 weeks when we are hyperdeflationary and the price goes up and these buy and burns increase. Can you get that value back if the participation on Lotus is not significant enough to impact the price to even be up as far as a ratio or even the USD value? That's risky. So the end game is the most Titanx positioned at the closest I can be at the door where I can exit into Ethereum when the time comes, and to only play with 5 protocols. That's all I need. That's it. That's all I need. No end in sight in the ecosystem. LG Hotto, thanks for your content. Thank you, man, for being here. Marco says he's got roughly 1.3 trillion Titanx, and a PulseX whale has mined Hydra 88 days using 4 trillion Titanx coming out in December. Coupled with stakes getting unlocked up to 369 for 100 days. Comment. Yeah, if those people are willing to hold, then they won't dagger the price. But let me show you something. All right, let me share a little alpha. Hyper or Hydra, which are you most bullish on? Hydra, lower market cap. Not financial advice. Let's go to the price of Titanx. And it's always good to see what whales are doing. It'll paint a picture of what they'll do later. Right? So check this out. Let's just pull a random wallet. Let's go to the holders page. And let's take a look at the wallet holders, right? Let's not even get the number 7 wallet. That's got 2.4 trillion. Let's go to wallet number 13. 1.2 trillion. Is this Marco? You know how you'll know? I only say that because somebody said he has 1.2 trillion. Number 13 happens to be 1.2 trillion. I'll know if it is his because you'll see a bunch of money in Pulse Chain. But let's see what this whale's doing that has 1.7 million, right? I plug in the address. Let's see what this whale's doing. Let's see if he's participating in everything or he has just a core. So it looks like holds a big bag of Titanx, 13, what is it, billion Dragon X? Is that right? Yeah, 13 billion Dragon X. A ton of Hyper and a farm in Inferno. Let's see if they're selling any of their Titanx. They're in Element 280. So they have Element 280. They're in Ouroboros. Look at $120,000 deposited into Ouroboros. What does that tell you, man? They see something you don't see. They see something that you don't see. $120,000 of it, right? And look at they're receiving from multiple wallets. So they, for the most part, good actor, right? Let's go to another wallet. Wallet number, let's see. We'll just go one down. 14. 1 trillion tokens, 1% of the supply, right? And that didn't look like Marco's wallet. I didn't know how much Marco has. You just brought it up. But like I said, I don't know if it's him because you'll see Pulse Chain. Oh, hey, 500,000 in Pulse Chain. Let's see. So this person here, Pulsar, Hydra, Vault, Titanx. Transactions. Oh, they're bridging over to Pulse Chain. So they're bridging over Titanx to Pulse Chain, probably to Pulsar. They're selling Titanx for ETH and bridging it over. Oh, okay. What are they buying? What is this person buy? Let me see. So it's not even like peak prices, and whoever this is taking profits in Titanx and bridging it over in ETH and buying something. What are they buying? Aha! Exactly what I do with profits across the board. This person, this is like one of the biggest whales in Titanx, is consistently selling Titanx and bridging it over to Pulse Chain and buying Hex. Look at all this Hex this person's buying. Tons of it. Tons of it. Tons of it. So these are the biggest, wallets you can pretty much gather out there. So what I take from that, and I go, if this person's selling now, what are they going to do when it's deflationary? They're going to sell the crap out of it. And it looks like this person really likes Hex. They're going to take it over there. I don't blame them. I do the same thing. If I make a swing trades on Ethereum, I bridge over and I buy Hex. Every single day, I do that. So I'm in agreement with whoever that is. I don't know who that is, but I like your style, bro. We're like the same. Right? Let's see. Big gains in the eco. You're looking at Jake's wallet. I don't think Jake's wallet's the one buying Hex. Maybe the other one? Maybe. It doesn't seem like he likes Hex. I wish more Titanx YouTubers did videos like this. Ain't nobody going to show you this stuff, man. It exposes too much. And I'm not trying to expose anybody because I never looked at these wallets. But that was wallet number 14. They have 1 trillion tokens. They're selling their Titanx right now before deflationary period to get into Hex. So they believe in both platforms. Ultimately, they're not Titanx maxis. They have the most, but they will not hesitate. This wallet right here, right? This wallet right here, if Richard Hart, the news comes on the 31st that the SEC dropped the case, I bet you anything half of that stack sells and it goes into Hex. It already is going in every single day of the week into selling their Titanx, going into over on Pulse Chain and buying all these up tokens and all that. And that's one of the biggest whales. So you got benevolent whales and you got people that are just trying to make money. Are you bullish at all on DripX? Or just I don't know nothing about DripX. Oh no, DripX. Yes, I do know DripX. I made miners, but I don't think anything came about. I don't think mine are up for a while. Last time I looked, they're dead even. Stop looking. Stop looking. Titanx is a great ETH yield leverage play ecosystem that's long term. Love it. Eric is buying Hex. It's being added to Tink Farms. So Eric is buying Hex and it's being added to Tink Farms. Is that Eric's wallet? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. All right. Let's take a look at some more. Let's harpoon some whales. Take a look at what they're doing. Oh, this guy right here. I'm familiar with this wallet right here. I don't know why I'm familiar with that wallet. Let's track this one. Right? These are your whales of the Titanx. Let's see. So far I can tell this one's probably just collecting miners. Not a whole lot. But I look at this data and I go, whatever the hell these fools are doing, they're going to keep doing it, but just at higher prices, which means when all-time highs happen, it may drop real quick based off the habits that these people have that they're doing. And then it doesn't look like they do too big of sales. They do it like, you know, respectfully, one would say. But let's see what this person's doing. Are they in Pulse Chain? No, they're all ETH. But this is a big holder. He has 576 billion Titanx. See if he sells. Last time he sold was on the 8th. Like 10 grand worth. Oh, they got multiple wallets. You see a lot of this. Oh, I received $23,000 from this wallet. See how much your sister wallet has. 636,000. Is that the same address? No. He has another wallet with 600 G's in it. And I don't know if he farmed it. So he sent that probably to dump it. Because these whales only send to other wallets like that to dump them. So he sent that large amount, and you'll probably find it here. He sent it and then sold it on Uniswap. Like, it's blockchain. People will get lazy and won't want to track and look and be like, oh, what did they do with that Titanx? But it's not in his wallet, and it's not farmed anything that I can see. Maybe he used it for a miner of some sort. I don't know. Oh, send it to another wallet here. So they have multiple wallets. No, send it back to that one. You see they use Coinbase. Not a lot you can do on chain. Oh, sorry. Still really sick. Anyways, look at the price of Titanx. I did buy the dip. Reason why I bought the dip is I want to make a nice trade and make some more hyperminers. To be honest with you. Just a guess, but Eric said he's adding major tickers. Why you gotta do my wallet like that, R2R? I'm drinking a Diet Coke from Chick-fil-A. Stay out of my Hex wallet. Shrey, I thought that was you. I'm glad you're here, man. Thank you for the support. So yeah, we're just kind of just going over like end game. I'm consolidating. Not only have I been consolidating my thoughts and everything, but let's take a look at Vault. Right, I said that Vault was going to take a drastic hit to some of my people in the group. I've been telling them. The reason being is because his auctions were reducing, and that means less Titanx will go in to fight for that, and the buy and burn would drastically drop down. So let's see what the price is. Was I right or was I wrong? Was that right or was I wrong? You know, sometimes these are really easy to see from a mile away, but you have to stay out of Telegram. You will not see what is to come as far as like a correction, like you see here with Vault. If you're in Telegram and all you see is people are like, sellers wrecked, Jeets out, next leg up. It's like this gets old. I've been seeing that for years. I always gotta just let me get on a Telegram for a minute, man, because I gotta do my thing. I don't want to get caught up in the emotions of people who are like, Jeets out, sellers out, next leg, 10 cents, incoming, imminent. Oh my god. I have a question. I get that there's a correction in Titanx, but when I look at Deck Screener, people aren't buying that much anymore, even with the massive dip. Any ideas? Yeah, I got an idea about that. And it's something I think about too, because you're seeing mostly like very slow action. Some of the same people that are buying trading too. And then of course you got the smart contracts. I think the economic energy in the entire ecosystem, because of as much protocols as there is wearing thin. Now I said this in a comment in Crypto Kindness's live stream with Steve yesterday, and Jake was like, no, we got a ton of new users and this and that. And I didn't say anything because I was like, you know what? I don't want to sit here and try and school Jake or act like I know more than him. But I'll tell you what I do know is Jake's looking at the wallets going up. And when he presents that to you and says the wallets are going up, there's more users. Yes and no, because I make 10 different wallets probably every other week. If I were to get into Lotus, I'll probably make 5 wallets for Lotus with 5 different strategies. And as we've harpooned the whales, and like it just got through showing you, they have so many wallets they shoot different amounts to, and they do different strategies as well. So you got to think for every whale you have, they probably have 20 plus wallets, right? I'm like, in just Titanx, I'm 25-ish wallets in just Titanx. Hex stakes, I got think like 10 big ones and a few small ones, public ones too. And just regular people got multiple wallets, different ledgers, and all that. So there is a lot of individuals that are multiple wallets that are counting on there, and you can't identify it. But when you can't identify that there's not new users coming in, is when you look at things like you just said, the buying and selling, the buying pressure slowing down, same wallets you see. Like, let me pull it up really quick, make it a bigger screen. You'll see like the same people. If I go to Titanx, then it'll be buying. Like, you'll get familiar with some of the addresses. You just see them like buying. You know, it's just you just start to the more you look at this, the more wallets you'll recognize by heart. Same people buying and selling. Um, that's because there's a whole lot of stuff to get into. So everyone's got their money stretched out. And when a new user comes, they're like, what do I do here? I'm here to buy Vault. Why do I need Titanx to buy Vault? Is Vault a meme token? Because it's on Deck Screener. Deck Screener is like a meme token little like nest where you can just go and click and okay, I'm gonna buy this meme token, take a look, research, boom, I got my ETH, and then now you're like, why is Vault paired up with Titanx? Wait, what's Titanx? Do I gotta mine it? Wait, what's going on here? The information is not at the front door. And right now, as far as content creators, I see like more builders doing content than I see people doing actual users. And then those users are on stream with the builders, and no one's doing much on-screen demonstration. There's not a lot of education. So everyone that comes in is kind of like, what the hell? So I tweeted about that earlier. It's important to educate, or else we're going to just go around in circles where you have that revolving door where somebody walks into your store and they're looking for help, and then they walk out because there's no one there to help them. They don't know what to do. And I don't like that. I hope it gets better. And I think it will over time. I'm doing great. Made a late night funky swap. There you go. Woke up and I was like, lucky you. There you go. Hyper miners, baby. I love it. Always enjoy your streams. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining, man. Pound the like button. We need blood, baby. Titanx family, the time is almost up upon us. There you go. Honestly, the only reason to buy Titanx anymore is Hydra. Yeah. Oro X for me. Let me pull that up. Pay your future self. Understand that in order to make the most with ORX, you are going to need to not claim for the 52-week period. Those who wait benefit the most. And this platform has the lending side to it, and they've changed things for me. And I'm glad they're in the top 5. I'm glad that I'm stopping there. But now I see, like, okay, fair. I talked about this yesterday. Fair principle, fair launch, first principles. Now, how about fair building? Fair builders. What does that mean? Well, if a builder wants to build something that we didn't ask them to build, right? You just build something, we think it's cool, and we participate. We make money off of your platform because of the success that it has, because the tokenomics are good and it gets participation. So we earn money from that. Now, everything has a Genesis wallet, no expectations. ORX, no Genesis wallet. 100% of the Titanx out of 2.3 trillion has been deposited, goes into the buy and burn, right? You'll see it has just a little under 2.2 trillion. It's already bought, burned just a little bit. It hasn't been fully triggered and it's not operating yet. It's going to wait until people get that ETH drip. This developer took no fees up front. He says, if my project succeeds, I will make money just like the users by participating. That's what I would want. It has to have a name for it, right? We call everything like fair launch, fair crypto, first principles. This is like fair development, fair building, something along the lines of that. Because he took no fees, no Genesis wallet. There is no expectations. The expectations would be, I made something really cool and innovative, and my incentive to continue to push money is not the motive up front. The motive is if I want to get something out of it, just like you, I got to push this to the limit. He's answering questions in Telegram. He's all over Twitter. He's building. He's got test nets. He's doing work for free for the community, for the people. Other than Hydra, name one other founder that did that. Name one other founder that did that. All right? And you ask me, and I look at Steve and I go, you got 11 pillars? One of them's got 8% Genesis wallet, no expectations. I think the rest are going to have 3%, but that's a lot of 3%, 3%. Why don't you do it with no percent and let the system feed itself, and you'll make money if it does well? Now I'm starting to feel like there may be a little bit of greed in the system here. Maybe it's broken. Maybe we need a fair developer, right? No one paid Satoshi to make Bitcoin. Now, he might have owned all the supply. That's not fair, but he never touched it, never sold it. So different story, different outcome. You should have said something, brother. I'll say it. We all have many wallets. Yeah, many. Whales holding their Titanx liquid for a reason. Learn from the whales. Yes, man. It's liquid for a reason. Look how much is liquid. I think we're getting some growth, though. There will be a great FOMO in a moment with tons of outsiders. In my opinion, not financial advice. I do agree. We just have to build new users-friendly videos on X. Yeah. Don Chi, yeah, dog. What are your thoughts on Pulsar R2R? Interested to know what you think about the protocol. You know what, I like it. It's not on Titanx Hub. I mentioned that yesterday. I got a comment where someone's just like, "How could you call out Mike Dean? He wants an audit and blah blah blah." I'm like, bro, you don't have him on Titanx Hub. Give them a hard time. Like, if you must not know Kool-Aid and GIF and these guys. They're not like all these people building on Titanx. They're on another level, right? Like, you bashing the wrong people. They understood what happened at the launch and had to pull back and all that, but these guys are innovating something, making something truly unique. And when something's truly unique and great, it takes time. It takes building, right? You don't see them launching a ton of different things at once. That's probably not quality, and it may not be sustainable. They've taken their time. Can you tell us why you think March 2025 you want to stop mining Hydra and sell a lot? I just thought the bear market was going to start in March of 2025. My ears are all messed up. I need to get new earphones. These padded things are wearing out. I get those from Target or something, Costco. Ratio ceiling 8-to-1 Titan ETH to mint could be pretty expensive once Titanx ends. You explain the projects better than the founder do. Thanks, bro. Thought today that the whale Jake could borrow against Titanx and keep buying at a point where new inflation can't push down the price enough. That could be something that could happen, but it's not live yet. That live part of Ouroboros will be coming soon. Even if it does, the whale could also own ROX and get the liquidations. There's also a point where protocol owned liquidity of the ecosystem coins could draw in enough Titanx to where it can't be bought out the LP. Yeah, this is the biggest aspect, Ouroboros, to the entire Titanx ecosystem. And point blank, why? Well, look at what we're sitting on right now. Remember I told you about that exit? If you have liquid Titanx, that's the closest you are to the exit to get ETH, which ETH can turn into USD that can get sent to your bank. The Titanx Farms has $3.7 million out of an overall $6 million of liquidity for Titanx. Cut that in half. $3 million is valued in Titanx. $3 million is valued in Ethereum. Only $3 million total to cash out the whales and everyone beneath them at this point. Black Swan event, somebody starts shooting nukes, right? Something happens. The exit only got $3 million. And yeah, someone will say this is the what ifs, like the, blah, blah, blah. But look at here, man. That's not a lot of money. So Ouroboros succeeds. It's going to give whales a much better option. And when things, start to go up, we're not going to be sitting there trying to race to the door for $3 million in Ethereum. Because it doesn't matter. Look at $10 million in Vault. In LP. People look at this Vault LP and they really think $10 million. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. This ain't $10.6 million in LP. This value is in Vault and Titanx. It's not even a pair to Ethereum. That's not real. No. Your value is much lower. That's why whales can't sell until the LP thickens between this bad boy and ETH. Now, when you see 20, 30 million here, now we're talking. Now we got a bigger exit. Think of the exits like this right now. And one person at a time can exit through this small little door. We need to turn that into a garage door, a garage door where more people can line up and get out. At this point, it's not a lot of money, guys. It's not. That's the reality. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I think the entire ecosystem is awesome. Buy and burns and all that, but there ain't enough Ethereum. Come on. Do the math. Is the math mathing? What did Shrey just say himself? There's a reason why Titanx whales are liquid. Look at this. Look at this. 500 billion, 461 billion, 457 billion. You're going to beat these guys with banana bots to buy and sell when the time comes? That's why people don't sell at all-time high. They get beat by the smart whales who've been doing it. And when you could have, there's a lot of people who can say they sold Hex at 50 cents plus. 35 and 40-ish, like where I was. After, ding, we know who got the exit first. those liquid whales, bro. It's the truth. It's the truth. I gotta just tell you the damn truth. I just gotta tell you the damn truth. And Hex had like $10 million in liquidity. Had more. And it didn't last long. It was boop. Oh, we 10,000x for a split second, but it happened. You know? Marcos hooked it up. Marcos hooked up the hat. Last thing, can someone suggest to Steve that the Vault pillars have ETH toggle that sends any new users ETH through the LP to buy input? Steve won't talk to me. Steve flat out ignored me, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It is what it is. Fun fact: GIF did 30,000x from launch on Pulse Chain. Imagine what Pulsar could do. GIF was a test run for Pulsar. Yeah, I got in early on that too. It was nice. It says in the white paper that the liquidity issue, just read. Talking about the Titanx white paper, light paper. Let's see. What white paper are we talking about? Vault or Titanx? Chief Sosa. I'm not sure. But the Titanx Farms is supposed to look at. They want more participants so that this door can be wider, right? But there's just a whole lot of Titanx to sit in liquid, right? We may not be minting anymore. We may be going hyper deflationary. But one thing I can tell you is there's a lot of liquid Titanx. So they've sat back and watched all of us give our monies to the protocol so that we now feel like we don't have enough Titanx. These guys got enough Titanx to change their lives again and again. So we've actually been, that's why I'm only in 5 now, because I look at these stuff and I go, I put a lot of Titanx into this stuff. Because homie over here in this wallet holder list, these dudes right here, they got enough. And they know that there's not enough liquidity for us to stand a chance. I just gave my money to the smart contracts and I lost to them. So does it make sense to go into Lotus? No, because you ain't going to see these whales do that. They're holding it liquid. Follow the whales. Titanx first page. So the Titanx first page of the docs. Liquidity. I don't know. All I know is this is where Ouroboros comes in. If you get the big picture, why you'll see whales will go into it and will participate. This is where our savior, Ouroboros. What is your prediction for Titanx's Voro? Not a financial advisor, but I think I measured from the bottom. Let me pull my calculator. The bottom was 6 zeros. I believe like a 1-6. 250x was my prediction, which is 4 zeros and a 4. We'll see. I've never been in a position where I've seen smart contracts take over. And me, if I could go back, I wouldn't participate in anything. I'd just say, I'm going to do what the whales are doing. Just sit liquid and watch the entire community get, I don't want to say hustled, but just convinced, incentivized to give away their Titanx for all these other things. Because when it does go hyper deflationary and everyone's giving up their Titanx and they still are going to, when Lotus comes out, Tom is good. Thank you. I'm going to sit back and watch you and go, and high five each of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I know in a few weeks it's going to go hyper deflationary. We're going to be like the whales sitting back, like, all right. Do 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 do. Click sell. We're 250x from the bottom. These fools are still waiting for Lotus miners to come out in 180 days. Enjoy the bear market. Catch you next time. Yeah, dog. That's just where I see it. I sold 10 million hex at 25 cents. Yeah, man, that's a lot of hex, about 25, 32 cents. I was like this, hand going to the mouse, 50 cents, 45 cents, 40, 38, 37, click. Sold some at 32. Tried to sell more, got caught up in slippage, sold some more below 30. And I was like, hey, I'm fine. Because I bought in 2019. So I was like, I don't care, man. I had been stuck I had made so much money, I could care less. I could have sold it all at 10 cents and been happy. Because that price just went because there was no the door to exit was small, bro. Like now with Pulse Chain, that door is huge. That door is huge. People want to talk stuff about Hex. All right, you saw the way you saw that whale that was showing you behind Hex. $23.9 million in LP. And that is Pulse and Hex, right? But you can Pulse Chain is like an Ethereum. It's a blockchain token, so it has a true value like anything paired with Ethereum. So you can't say like it's not real value because it's not like Vault. It's paired up with it's not like Vault paired up with Titanx. The ending asset, the gas token for Pulse Chain is Pulse, and half of 23.9 million is about 12 million of real money. A lot of liquidity there. People talking so much trash about Pulse Chain. And I love Titanx. And I go, look at even if all the buy and burns on Pulse Chain, on all the buy and burns on Titanx 5x, right? If all of the buy and burns value on Titanx 5x to Richard Hart's Ethereum 171,000 Ethereum, all the money in the entire ecosystem from the farms to everything buy and burn and 5x is still strip club money for RH. And that's just with the Ethereum investment. The liquidity is massive. So that's why I'm in both. And I'm happy about it. I'm not a maxi, I'm a money maxi. But do you see the bigger exit on Pulse Chain? There's a lot more liquidity. A lot more whales can go at the same time. And all the guppies and all the dolphins can go with them too. Because it's at its lowest. When it goes up, right? That liquidity could 5-10x easy in the near future. It ain't no joke. You can't just write off Pulse Chain and talk stuff to people bad about Pulse Chain because it's down now. Because when Titanx was down and people were bagging on it, and then now you have your day, the same thing's gonna happen with Pulse Chain. We want to win on both directions though. And if you're not in Pulse Chain, it doesn't apply to you. But those that are, understand the vision there, what could happen. Rebought it today, 20K. Second bullet point in the white paper. He's talking about liquidity. Second bullet point. Because of the supply shock mechanism inside of Titanx, this also means the liquidity pool for Titanx will be able to be kept small so that the buy and burn has maximum effect on pushing up the price and burning supply off the market forever. No, dude. That's no. No. No, that piece of literature right there does not mean absolutely anything to me. All right? There's too much liquid. We are focused on it going hyperdeflationary. Great, we're not printing anymore, but there's a lot liquid. And when a lot's liquid, a lot of price can go down. So that's why the machines are there. And if that wasn't the case, right? This right here, V1, wouldn't be sitting in the back pocket. It would be being used right now to get us closer to the promised lands. But it's there, and it probably won't be used. It could be used during a bear market. I asked Jake about it on a live stream, and it just seemed like it's not happening anytime soon. It sounded like probably later because it's going to be needed. It's going to be needed, especially at its peak price too, when Ethereum's at all-time high. Because people will that liquid Titanx will be selling off. And that will impact the price. If you think differently, you probably weren't around at the top of a lot of stuff. The only way I'm playing build on Titanx protocol, small allocations to leverage more Titanx. There you go. A small percentage of your bag. Some people are putting everything in it. And it's like, dude, the key here is you don't have enough Titanx. This was all by design. Build on Titanx. Jake's already said it out loud publicly. He wants most of the Titanx to go into smart contracts. Now they're saying that we lost, and that's the case. They're right only about those that are participating heavy in it. These people here have enough Titanx. And guess what? They ain't shooting it all into the build on Titanx ecosystem because they can sit around and let the thousands of other users that are beneath them do it for them. Or else, if all these wallets were participating, this system would be in a much better shape. But smart money does things differently, right? They watch you buy high, sell low. They watch you burn your tokens for 20, 30 protocols, and they chill. They use like a small percentage, if not none. They do not bank on hopium. They do not bank on hopium. Go watch what happens on chain. I tell you guys this all the time. You do not bank on hopium. Mining hyper is better than holding liquid Titanx. Yeah, let's take a look at the ratio. That's why I've been doing the miners. Plus, I don't need to use Titanx. I can use any liquid Ethereum. And I don't want to hold Ethereum. I hate holding Ethereum. Let's look at the ratio, though. Ethereum is useless to me. I'm going to put it to work. 1 to 2.39 ratio. We'd love it to be like a 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 3 even. But if you can get out and the market cap's up, Titanx is going up, keep that ratio. Get more back. Compound. Beautiful thing. 1 trillion Titanx. $14 million later, dog. Single-sided exit. Bots can chew through the sell wall. You know, bro. Like, hey, I don't know if Shrey says this stuff out loud, but he's saying it here on chat. He's saying exactly what every other whale's thinking. Let the buy and burns later chew through the sell walls, and then all the other people chase the green candles. But what's going to happen is all the participants that get into the build on Titanx stuff right now are going to be the ones that are like, I don't have enough Titanx, and when it's going up, they're going to be buying it. And then you're going to get, just use your imagination. Later, when you don't have enough Titanx and it's going up, what do people do? They chase the green candles. They go, oh my God, I used all my Titanx for all this stuff. It's going up. Let me catch the wave. Get in. Boop. Somebody clicks a button. Stuck with a bag. Next thing you know, you're all over Twitter, shilling it, trying to get people to buy you out. Hey, part of the game. Don't forget to join me tomorrow, 10 a.m. PST, where you'll always hear the raw, dirty truth. I'm not here to FUD. I'm here to support and educate people about the Titanx ecosystem, how to get in. But I'd be damned if I'm going to sit up here and just talk a bunch of nonsense, right? I'm in the States, man. I can't stand the politics of today, how they sit there and lie to us. Everything's okay. Lie to our faces. Like, man, I just want the truth. I want to know the truth. I think you deserve to know the truth, too. Fox Mulder, raw dog. Hey, it is raw dog. It really is. You're going to hear it. And I think you should, because I've been through so many cycles. I've lost probably more money than people have ever earned. I've made a lot of money, made a lot of mistakes. I continue to make mistakes, but then I'm seeing one where I'm like, okay, before this becomes a big mistake, slow your roll. 5 protocols, stop feeding the smart contracts. and lay liquid with the whales because they're kicking back. They're not even touching their stack. When the time comes, they will. And unfortunately, some people are going to be like, I can't get until my hyper miners or, or my Lotus miner. And could have had all that liquid, 10x, and short-term miners for hyper and hydro right now for me. Till next time, don't forget to pound like button, drop a comment. We'll do it again. Yeah, dog.
Lady of the faucets, let's get it.
It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the truck. In the loots, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigeons from me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. Now I'm up to the core. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches.